Hello everybody, my name is Dodie. This is Dodie's Digits. So before I remove my manicure, I like to play with some nail art. So this video, I'm going to try out some ideas that's stirring in my head because I don't have to worry about messing up. So I learned a lot from these little play sessions. It helps me to see what works together and what doesn't. And it's also a way just to practice and play without frustration. Before I get started with the play, let's look at this beautiful polish I'm wearing. This is Halo's Cirque Colors. It is an older polish I have in my collection, hence that skinny, terrible brush. I am going to apply 3 coats of this polish with the Velvet Effect magnet. This is the mani mag that I got on Etsy. This is a polish that has a jelly taupe type base with just a silver magnetic running through it. It's a very simple magnetic polish. This polish, along with Oracle, which is like a purple type polish, magnet effect, that was actually my first purchase from Cirque Colors a long time ago. I went ahead and placed a piece of cotton there because I wanted the velvet effect to be a little higher up on the nail. I don't know if that makes sense, but I just wasn't getting it when my finger was sitting low into that magnet. So let's look at this polish. Look at this. This is so pretty. Such a beautiful neutral color. So I pulled out some nail vinyls. These are just some I got on Temu or Amazon. I can't remember. And I'm going to use the star vinyl here, and I'm going to place it on my thumb. What I want to try is I want to see what a magnet on magnet effect would look like. So I'm going to paint another layer of halo on top and magnetize it. I'm just curious as to what that's going to look like. Now I made sure that all those little edges were completely rubbed down so the polish doesn't seep under the vinyl. And I'm going to paint a really quick thin layer of halo on there, magnetize it, but not magnetize it too long because I don't want the polish to dry, because then it would be very difficult to get the vinyl. I'm going to do a second coat just if I can get more of that magnet effect. And then I'm going to take off the vinyl. And at this point, I could probably continue to magnetize it just to lock that magnet pigment in place. But I think this is a very subtle and pretty look. I pulled out Holo Taco World's First Chrome, and I'm going to see, I just want to see what this looks like on top of the magnet. I am playing. Now this polish dries super fast, so as soon as I get this applied, I need to pull up that vinyl, like ASAP. I think that looks really good. I think a gold would look good. I like this. This is really pretty. I thought the silver might complement the silver pigment, the silver magnetic that's in the polish. And there's the two looks together. I went ahead and did my ring finger too to make sure it wasn't a fluke. Now, for this one, I want to do some foil. So I'm going to do these flowers on a finger or two, and I'm going to use some foil paper. Now, since I'm going to use some foil glue and it's kind of sticky, I went ahead and cut the vinyl in half so I could spread it across 2 nails and not waste it. I'm just using some foil glue that I have in my collection. I'm going to paint a really thin layer into there and kind of like scrub it into the onto the nail. And as soon as I get that done, I'm going to pull it up. I'm just making sure that vinyl is attached. Pull off the vinyl, and I'm just going to let that dry. And you'll know it's dry when it's clear. I just flip that over. Instead of using the other piece, I just flip that over, and I'm going to scrub in a little flower a little bit of that glue into that flower there. I'm gonna let this dry. Once it's clear, I'll take this foil transfer sheet that I got from Michael's. I just cut a little piece of this rose gold foil and rubbing it on there really good. And once it's rubbed in, it'll just release. So if it's still sticking, it's not coming up. Now I'm trying to make sure I use a clean area on the foil piece because I don't want to spread that sticky glue around everywhere. Ooh, that is pretty. I like that. I think those look good together. And the good thing about vinyls, and these vinyls are workhorses. I can reapply them and keep applying them. And now for this one, I'm just putting some foil glue on this one, so I won't be able to use this vinyl again. So, and then I'm just using some glitter I got in my collection, sprinkling that on. Just want to see if this reddish pinky color would look good. I wanted something high contrast. I probably should have pulled out the silver. I probably could have gone another day with my manicure. But I definitely had to take it off after this because this didn't match. But hey, this kind of worked. But I think the glitter particles are too large and you really can't see the detail of the stars. And since we're playing, I pulled out the Moyu London Rosy Sparkles, I think. It's kind of a rose gold polish. And I'm going to stamp that over that and see if it looks good with halo. So I'm just going to stamp these roses onto my fingers. I'm just going to show this real time just so you can see how fast I work with just regular stamping polish. I work quickly, but I try not to rush. I kind of have a little, you kind of get into a rhythm where you kind of go, that looks slow, but I'm actually moving pretty quickly. And look at there. I think that's a perfect color match with the Cirque Halo. And I wanted to see if the world's first chrome will stamp. I knew I have to work fast, so I scraped and rolled up. I did pick it up. I didn't do a good job scraping, but I think you can use it. Now I'm going to use this foil sealer on the foiled nails because it will crack the finish if I use any other type of top coat. So this is what they look like in the sunshine. I think the rose gold stamping looked really good on my index finger. On my thumb, I think a larger decal would show more contrast with the magnetic effect. Maybe show the magnet go one way and then do the other one the other way. I didn't like the glitter. I think I needed to use a finer particle glitter or a chrome powder. Ooh, a chrome powder would work good too. But not with the foil glue. I would have had to use something different. Okay, so I am going to try the reverse velvet effect using these swatch sticks because I painted my nails. And I don't want to do them again with the Cirque colors. As I was editing the video, I thought, well, I'll just come in here and try some of the things that I was thinking about while I was looking at the video. Even looking back at the footage, I get more ideas. So this is going to be fun. So what I'm going to first do is stamp some of these little flowers onto one of these swatch sticks. I'm going to do that real quick. Let me try the, I'm going to see what the silver would look like at the very bottom of the pond too. So we'll just do some Epipola to protect the stamping image. I'm gonna move that over to the side. To do the reverse velvet effect, you turn your magnet sideways and put your nails into it. So if you're doing your actual nail, you'd want to put your nail in it like this. And what it will do is you just get the base color of the polish. So I'm going to go ahead and set my magnet down like this. When I paint the nail, I'll just stick it in there and see what that does. Okay, let's see. And this is a swatch nail, so hopefully. What we got. So this is kind of reversed. There's a little bit coming through, but that's kind of what we want. We want that pigment to go down to the bottom. Let's do it again. I might pick it up and look at it and see what's the best way of doing it. Okay. So I'm putting it in the magnet field. Let's sit it in the center. Let's pull it out, because I want, oh yeah, pull it out just a little bit. You kind of have to find where it is. So setting it on the base, you want to kind of hover it. You want to kind of hover it here, if you can see, in the center of the magnet. And see, there we go. We have all the magnetic particles all the way to the side there, which is what we want. Oh, because it pushes it to the edge, almost like a frame nail. Oh my, that could be, oh, that could be pretty. Okay, let's do another coat here. Because I really want to get some opacity on this. And this time, I think I'm gonna go switch it to the other side so I can get some of that pigment onto the other side of the nail. So I'm just sticking in there like that. We want to kind of have it in the center. You probably can flip the nail over too. Well, you put your nail sideways in it, you just kind of flip it around on your nail. But since I had the luxury of a swatch stick, that's what we're going to do. That looks like a frame nail. Look, you have the magnetic pigment that's along the edges. How about that? That's pretty. That is close to what we want. So I'm going to set this over to the side and let it dry completely. I'm going to see how this looks with 3 layers of this polish. Kind of like a deep pond effect. So we put a thin layer down and put that into the field. I'm going to flip it. I should have flipped my nail though. That's looking good. That's pretty. Now you could get this with jelly, but you miss the sparkle of the, because even with the magnetic pigment being moved out of the way, it's still there. Plus you can get the look you want. Let's do both sides. Let's bring it to the edges there. Ooh, that worked. That's working good. Why is it working this time with going to the edges where it didn't before? I don't know. So we're getting that pond effect, but you can get that with the jelly polish though too, but you do get that that magnetic pigment around the edges. There's a delicate sparkle that's in this polish. Now all the pigment's to the edges. It's almost like a framed nail along the edges. How pretty is that? I love framed nails. Ooh, do I. But I can't do them because I don't have a steady hand. This may be what I need to do, is magnetic frame nails. So I'm gonna set it here because I like that look. I'm gonna set it there. Is it there? Is it there? And then I'm gonna put it in there. Just, ooh, look. I gave it just a little bit of a shimmer over it. Oh man. Oh, it's slightly wet. And then put it in there. Let's see if you can get some of that to velvetize. Just slightly, like a sheer little veil on top. Ooh, okay, let's see. Let's look at that. Let's take a look at this. Can you see what I'm seeing? No, we don't want to. Let's get that back to the edges here. I probably just needed 2 coats of the jelly of the Cirque colors for this effect. 3 coats obscured the nail art underneath, but it's almost like a deep pond. Isn't that pretty? We'll let that dry and then we'll top coat it. So over here, as this is dried, some of that magnetic pit particle has dispersed. So let's put a top coat on. Because I want this polish to dry completely, and you want to magnetize it again. I'm going to do the reverse velvet effect on bottom, and then on top I'm going to use a stencil to put a design using the same polish, the same magnetic polish, and then I'm going to velvetize that. Alright, so I have to let these dry before I can do, I'll have to let this one dry before I can do a vinyl stencil on there. Alright, so now I am going to use some nail decal. Try this effect. I want to see if we can get this going. This one's going to be interesting to place. I guess I'm going to start with one side. I'll lay that one down. There we go. And then we'll just get that. There we go. We can do it. I want to make sure these little edges here, I want to get crisp line. Now this is just for training purposes. Get a light on this subject. Alright, I gotta get a good amount of polish. This brush. That didn't stick, did it? I'm gonna put this in here and velvetize it. Now, you're supposed to pull this off as soon as, you don't want the polish to dry on there, but it's not gonna dry completely on there. Yeah, I don't know, it didn't want to stick, did it? Let's do a quick second coat. And now I'm going to take it off because it has re-wet that bottom layer. This is a very fragile decal. It's good to know. It's good. Okay. It's good to know. Look, I still got decal there. Let's get in here. We gotta get in here first because I don't want to mess up the magnet effect. Look, the decal. No, yeah, that's not a good decal. This is a big dotting. That's not a dotting tool, but I'm going to use it. I'm going to put a dot there in the center. There we go. Man, look at this. This is exactly what I wanted. I need to let this dry. So that is the look I'm going for. Now, when I put a top coat on here, it will bleed the crispness of the edges on the design into the polish below. So something like a Pipola smudge-free top coat as a barrier to create a barrier between this magnet effect and the top coat. And I would not use a quick dry top coat. So no quick dry top coat. You also want to put down the smudge free because you'll mess up the crispness of these edges. So let's do that. So we're going to put down the smudge free top coat. So after these dry, well, after this one dries, I'm going to put a top coat on. I'm just going to put this Sally Hansen gel top coat on there. It's a non-quick dry top coat. And we'll take a look at it in the sunshine. Some sunshine shots. Editing Dodie. These are the steps that I took for these two nail art looks. I think I really stumbled into a really good and cool nail art effect with the magnet on the reverse velvet effect. I think that's just going to be great. I love how I just love it. I mean, this is something I normally see with gel polish. It's a little time consuming to wait for the dry time, but I think, it's no more time consuming than sitting and doing a full stamping session. You just have to wait for drying. Yeah, that's going to work out good. Well, that is it. So let me know if this play session inspired a nail look for you to try. Do you guys play before you take your manicure off and do something new? Anyway, thank you so much for watching today. Have a great day. Bye.